Hey, welcome back to the 2025 first episode of Top Talks. So stand by and we'll be coming back after these messages.
Top Talks.
All right, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. How was
It's been a while, man.
Yeah. Well,
Woo!
sorry, Bradley can't be here. He's out of the area right now, I think.
He's in Seattle
Seattle.
Yeah.
With his daughter.
with the daughter.
All right, so new year, new president, new administration,
Knew everything.
new everything. So that's one of the things I want to talk about. With one of the biggest changes that's been implemented through Trump's executive order was removing or discontinuing the DEI programs in the military. What are the changes? What are the impacts? Pros and cons?
What is DEI?
Oh, DEI. So DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay.
Okay. So the intent for DEI is to eliminate discrimination and kind of not really enforce but empower or give knowledge to people that diversity, equity, and inclusion is a good thing.
I think it is a good thing.
It is a good thing,
Yeah.
which is obvious. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's fairly obvious, but based on what I've seen the past years, it became, I believe, this is just my opinion, an enforcing mechanism to kind of like become an affirmative action to those minorities.
So is it military or civilian populace?
Civilian populace.
Okay.
Civilian populace. 'Cause in the army, I remember growing up, we have the equal opportunity program, which is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and they focus on, discrimination, whether by race, gender, creed, religion, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And it just kind of highlights the army's good intentions to make sure everybody's equally treated fairly, basically.
Agree. Unbeknownst to everybody else, majority of military initiatives become corporate initiatives in the outside.
Yes.
Military, man, their HR process or initiatives by equal opportunity, DEI, they're above reproach.
Yeah.
Actually, the Army started DEI back in 2000.
Okay.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
And then through the years, they've published, they revamped, they executed policies. So the Army's been practicing DEI.
Being proactive,
Yeah,
yeah.
and all the EO initiatives well before it became
the-
popular in the civilian sector.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I don't know if, and I'm sure you remember during a promotion board, right? That somebody told me, I'm not gonna say any names, but somebody told me that, hey, you need to be hiring a certain amount of females, certain amount of this race and
Yeah.
this race
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this race for the promotion board. I don't know how true is that, but that is kind of the problem. What I'm talking about, or I want to talk about, is, and I do agree about the merit based promotion system that Trump is implementing.
Well, can you, what is he implementing?
So he's implementing the removal of all the EI programs in the military, right? And also he said that the government only, which includes the DoD, the federal government is only recognizing male and female, and he's removing all DEI programs until further notice.
Yeah.
Right. So I have a opinions on both sides. I think it's good to highlight uh, the contributions of different races, but I want it to be focused mainly on the individual merit, regardless of their race.
Okay.
Right? But there's good on both things, though. You know what I'm saying. But if I am going to be in the army and I want, to be treated equally, I don't want to be a special case. I don't want to be treated special, right? Oh, because you're minority, you're gonna be treated some way different. Whether it be promotion, awards, or whatever the case may be. I want to be treated based on my merit, not because of, you know.
Yeah, no. It's funny. Yeah, I do agree. You mentioned awards. Man, that's another sore subject right there.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, sore subject. But that sounds great. I too would like to be acknowledged based on my performance, not because of the color of my skin.
Right, right.
But there are some that believe that based on your culture, the way you were brought up, that they do have some disadvantages.
Okay. So explain that. What do you mean by
Okay.
disadvantages?
So for example, if you are growing up in a disproportionate city, now we're talking about the education system.
Okay.
Majority of the education system, as what everybody or some people may know, it's also based on where you live. 'Cause
Right,
that's
right.
how they generate all the funds to educate.
Okay.
That's just one of the avenues that they do educate.
Right.
There's other means too, like a federal assist. They get funds from the government so they could continue schooling.
Right.
But it also depends on the area.
Right,
Right.
right.
The area matters of what kind of quality education you get, because that's how you hire your teachers. And that's the level of competence that they may teach.
Right.
So, yes, you may have two high school grads, but are they equal?
Right.
Maybe not so.
Yeah.
And this is all just my opinion.
Right.
From
Right.
from what I've read,
Okay.
what I've researched before.
And I think there's some valid points there. I believe that based on the not just culture but the environment, that it impacts an individual's ability to move up. However, I think that if an individual has the persistence,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
and the want or the need, the tenacity to get what he wants.
Of course.
Right?
There's always that
Right.
the individual hunger
Right,
to succeed.
Yeah.
You cannot deny that.
Yeah.
If the individual has that hunger that they want more,
Right.
and they go after it,
Yeah.
they will succeed.
Yes, because I understand there's some that will prohibit some resources.
Yeah.
Like based on the environment.
Yeah.
And some are just living in an environment where they have all these resources.
Yeah.
Of course, they're gonna succeed.
Let's put it in a sports analogy.
Yeah.
Right? Like a sports analogy. So people that grew up or like basketball,
Yeah.
people that are well equipped to attend basketball camps,
Yeah. Clinics also.
clinics, or the whole 9 yards, right? They gain that flexibility, the sportsmanship. They gain a lot from those clinics.
Yeah.
Versus somebody that grew up in a rural area,
Yeah,
to where
yeah.
the only thing that they could do is actually just play
By themselves.
by themselves, or with whoever's there.
Yeah.
So what's the likelihood of both becoming great, right? If you're just looking at numbers and statistics, since person A has all these camps, clinics, nice court, nice
Yeah.
equipment, blah blah blah, it seems like they could be the best.
Right.
And then somebody with pure heart and
Yeah.
grit that place on whatever, the chances are slim.
Right.
But you do have people that have few, like very few places that they could enjoy clinics or whatever,
Right.
but still become a star.
So that's okay. So we can agree that there are some differences.
Oh yeah,
in that
100%.
aspect. So I want to go back to and you mentioned it already, like how the army did start DEI, but they called it different. It's just the spirit of the DEI policy is there. What do you think is the impact now, moving forward? From now, Trump says removing DEI, or do you think there's even an impact at all?
For every intent, there's always an impact.
Right.
Whether that's a good impact or not.
Yeah.
There's always two sides of the coin.
Right.
Removing DEI from the military and focusing on something else.
Yeah.
My initial thought process is that one, you've heard this before, when we were still active, we're all green,
Yes. Yep.
we're all green. We will bleed the same red,
Yeah.
right? Great. That's amazing. Now, it seems like everybody is saying that we're all one. In retrospect, that's what the U.S. Army is.
Right. Right.
One big team. But that one big team actually is a diverse group of
Yes.
people making it happen.
Yeah.
Did that impact me saying that, I'm no longer Filipino, I am American? It was great.
Yeah.
Do people receive me as American?
Well, that's outside, right? In the army, within our ranks, yes. Well, to the point where, like, hey, we're one team, one fight. Like, you have so much cohesion in your unit. Like, for example, if you're in a certain platoon, right?
Yeah.
That you only discriminate against this different platoon. You know what I mean? It's like you fight against a different platoon. But in that little platoon,
Yeah.
you have different backgrounds, different individuals
Yes.
that contribute to the success of that unit.
Yeah.
Right? And it takes a great leader to kind of build that up and empower it. But yes, I think we've seen it where it works as far as, not we're using each individual strengths and weaknesses
Yeah.
to make the whole bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't get, like, for the viewers out there, when back in the day when they said that we're all green, that means that we're all one team.
Yeah.
One more thing that the Army does really, really great is when they do monthly recognition,
Yeah.
by design. You welcome the Asia Pacific month. You welcome the Hispanic Latino month. And I get it. Sometimes when people hear, they only get a month, whereas white month,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But what they're doing is, this is a culture of Americans, right? We celebrate groups within a group, right? So you won't forget. You don't forget where you come from, and you acknowledge all their contributions.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So it's a lot easier for us to say that we're all green.
Yeah.
But then here are your contributions. Don't
Correct.
forget, and it lets everybody know, like, okay, this is why
Yeah.
we are a team.
Yeah.
Right. So some people would say, I've heard it before too. Like, where's my month?
Right.
Do you want a month?
I don't.
You know what?
I don't even know we had a month until in the army.
Until
in the
EO,
army,
right?
Yeah.
EO training. Yeah. I got certified in EO too, and I'm like, man, this going through it, man. I was getting upset.
Yeah, I heard it's good training.
It is a remarkable training.
Yeah.
Because it peels back the onion and lets you understand you.
Yeah.
And where you're coming from.
Right.
So, I've heard it before, to where, like, why do we have to celebrate month? How do we stop racism? Let's not talk about it.
Okay.
Let's move forward. I'm not abusing you. You're not abusing me. I look at you as a person, let's move forward,
I like that.
right? Actually, it was an interview with Morgan Freeman.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen that.
There was a very powerful
Yeah.
way coming from Morgan Freeman and the way he thinks about
Yeah.
it. You know, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, because I feel like it's distraction. Like if I was in the army, I think it's distraction. Like unless it's being done to an individual, I'm overprotective of my soldiers.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like if another NCO is discriminating against my soldier, regardless of what he's doing, then I'll be protecting my soldier, right? But other than the mission, I think it's a distraction in my purview because we're all in this together. It's what I'm teaching my troops.
Yeah.
And like race, whatever, you guys have your own strengths and weaknesses
100%.
that you contribute, and I don't care what race you are, as long as you're a good soldier and you're part of the team, we're good to go.
Yeah, you move forward.
Yeah.
You know, like when they talk about merit base, I mean, let's talk about the promotion system. Or like when you are going to the board, right?
Yeah.
They don't say like, hey, I need 10% of
Yeah.
Asian. No, they don't. They actually look at your potential
Yeah.
and then calculate how much points you have
Mm-hmm.
based on what? Your merits.
Yeah.
Well-
Well, especially now the new promotion system.
Oh, yeah. How does a new promotion?
Oh man, I like it, but at the same time I'm not comfortable with it because it's a weird transition.
Yeah.
I like it because every year you have to prove yourself that you are above your peers, which is great because it raises up all those guys that really work hard.
It forces you to perform.
Yes, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love that because so many times I've seen people get promoted. Like, how the heck did this person get promoted? I know for a fact he's lazy, So I like the new system. There might be some tweaks here and there about it, but taking out the photo is a good idea. I think, taking out the photo kind of forces the sergeant's major to focus on the qualities,
Yeah.
the attributes, and what this person's done based on his NCR or
Yeah.
her NCR.
Does the photo, do they remove the name?
No, they don't have the photo at all.
Oh, no. But
But the
the
SRB,
name
on the name is still there.
on the SRB
Yeah.
or ERB.
SRB now. Soldier Records Brief.
Oh, damn. I thought
Yeah.
you're talking like a Scout Royal Brotherhood.
No, it's SRB now. It's IPSE now. IPSE.
IPSE, yeah.
IPSE. Yeah. It's new, man. No,
Yeah.
I was getting out.
So we have the SRB. We have Apple.
No, Apple. No Apple. No. So it's either reserve, officer, enlisted,
Yeah.
guard. They use the SRB now, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
one form, which is great. But yeah, they look at what they need to look at. Senior rater comments, performance, potential, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I like that part of the new promotion system.
Why didn't they take the name?
I mean, do you need to know who this person is? I mean, it's still subjective, to be honest with you. It's still subjective. Oh, I know this guy. Like, 6+. 6+.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I was watching one of the clips and it was Jack Ma, right?
Oh, the guy who owns Alibaba.
The billionaire, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he put in his resume, took out his name and his photo, and just his resume.
Oh, wow.
HR didn't even look at him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They didn't even look at him. They didn't even select him.
But he's successful.
But he's a billionaire.
Yeah, he's a billionaire. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
He makes some shit happen.
That's crazy.
But they didn't select him.
Oh, wow.
So it's just funny. It's funny because those things are inherent with people,
Yeah.
right? You civilian resumes, man, they don't want you to put pictures,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They want you to put your name,
Right.
but
And what your skills are.
what your skills are,
job
what if you
history.
work,
Yeah.
like the whole 9 yards. But sometimes, and I'm not sure if this really happens. Have I questioned names before? A little bit. Have I looked at a name and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Honesty sometimes will put you down, but if we're talking about our current topic, DEI out of the military
Yeah.
and whatnot, names do matter. And if you want to level the playing field, look at skills,
Yeah.
look at your performance.
I think we need to get back to that. I think my opinion moving forward on the DEI is, I think DEI needs to be re-implemented back, but
Different approach.
different approach.
Agree.
Re-implement it back, and different. What I mean is, don't put any restrictions or what's that word I'm looking for, like a quota or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just make it into an educational, just kind of like EO course.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, an educational policy to educate our soldiers on, who we are, how we are powerful as a diverse, military power.
Yeah.
And just leave the politics out of it. The hey, we need to have a quota of this, blah 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 blah. But equally, celebrate the whole army, whether you be white, black, brown.
Agree.
You know what I mean?
Because if that ever happens, then I would not even say, take the name out.
Yeah.
Because that's immaterial by then.
Right.
Because if your thinking is not that way, and hopefully if I don't think that way, you don't think that way, so and so doesn't think that way, then
Right.
it's kind of like a nice level playing field.
Right.
Right. We're not saying like, well, it has to be
Yeah.
this kind of name.
Right, right.
Like no. We've gone past that.
Yeah. So here's a hard question for you.
Yeah.
Very hard question. So the government now is only acknowledging two genders,
Yeah.
male and female. So what are we gonna do with our soldiers that are trans?
Well, that's
It's a hard question.
it's a hard question, man. And I do feel for. First of all, I do believe that everybody needs to be recognized. Everybody needs to be seen,
yeah,
right? It's nice to be seen.
yeah,
Fortunately, I could say this because I'm part of one of two genders that is being acknowledged.
yeah,
Male, female.
Right.
Right. For the friends that I know that are outside of those 2 I do feel for them. I'm empathetic with what's going on.
yeah.
They're still my friends, and I still see them.
Right.
That's what.
And I think that's a good answer. I think my message would be like, don't let it get to you. Right. My message would be, if you are capable and you are qualified based on your physical, whatever the army is required for you as an individual, regardless of race,
Yeah.
intellect, physical, strength. Because we discriminate against physical strength, right?
Of course.
If you can't pass a PT test, you can't join the army.
Why-
If you're overweight, you can't join the army.
You can't do a push-up. You
Right,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Right.
Right. So we do discriminate, because of the nature of our job.
Correct.
Right. So I want you to understand, hey, if you meet all these criteria and you qualify for the army, I mean, keep the transgender to yourself, right? That's your personal identity. Nobody can take that away from you, right? You acknowledge that you're like this, so be it. Hey, go like that. However, if you're joining the army, just know that there's only two genders, and here's are the qualifications. But if you really want to serve, then you will be able to kind of not hide it, but keep it to yourself. It's kind of bad for me to say it, but if you really want to serve, right?
I mean, we've been there before.
Yeah.
96. Don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
think
know.
I think that was a decent program, not the greatest program, but I think it's a decent program. But soldiers abuse it because they use it. Oh, I'm gay.
Yeah.
Don't send me forward.
I don't think there's nothing that would be decent enough for everybody.
Right. I think you're right.
Yeah. No, there's nothing that we could do.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get discriminated against.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I don't think you can. I don't think you can 100% without a doubt eliminate discrimination. Every human being has a discriminatory gene in their body to discriminate. Whatever. Oh, I don't like the way his hair is parted, or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just just being a human being.
Yeah.
uh,
But how far?
exactly.
How far do you discriminate? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I do feel for them. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of great people out there that are affected.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if they're still in, continue to be the best that you could be.
Yeah. That's the motto, right? Be
That's
all
the
you
motto.
can be.
Be all you can be.
I joined the Be All You Can Be generation.
Hell yeah.
The first generation.
The first round.
The first
Yeah.
round.
The first round.
Not the what was it? Fifth motto now that we have.
That came full circle back
Yeah.
to be all you could be.
Yeah, I like that. Be all you can be, because when I was hearing that I was gonna join the Marines, and then the Army recruiter went, "You want to be all you can be? Join the Army. We can promote you faster." Like, oh yeah, let's go. I know. I mean, removing DEI. I don't think they really removed DEI, because
Yeah.
we still have the equal opportunity
Yeah.
program. That's not gonna go away.
That's not gonna go away.
Yeah, because everybody should be treated the way you want to be treated anyway. So.
Yeah, you don't want to be discriminated with race,
Yeah.
race,
Yeah.
gender.
Oh yeah.
religious identity. No,
Yeah, because if the enemy is firing at you, like, hey, you're Hispanic, you can't be beside me. I might get shot.
Yeah.
Or you might shoot me. No. You can't do that in the midst of battle, man. You just
No.
whoever's your left and right, that's the ones that you're gonna take care of.
And you're gonna go down range with it.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta
how it
go
is.
there. Yeah. So what do you think? You think it's what's your final thoughts on it? Actually, as a matter of fact.
Well, for the removing the DEI program, I know that in time it's gonna come with new directives that supports or just illuminates more of EO.
Yeah.
Whether that's the revamping of DEI, its left and right limits, if there's gonna be any,
Yeah.
right? But it enhances or it retrains how we treat each other.
Right. It should improve or enhance, like you said, our readiness as well.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same opinion with you. I think in the near future they're all gonna relook, how we approach DEI, and hopefully they use it as an educational vehicle to teach our troops the importance of other cultures, and the importance of making sure that we become one cohesive team and understand each other and respect each other, and so that we become a better army.
Yeah. I mean, there's only one mission:
Oh yeah,
to kill and destroy.
the army missions is to win the land wars of United States Army.
To close with and destroy the enemy.
I like it. Well, there you have it from two old first sergeants. What we think about this new implementation or retraction of the DEI program. Hopefully, it moves forward and they relook it and make it into a better and more positive program for the United States Army. So we still love our army. We still love you guys. So thanks for listening to us. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe and watch out for some of our music reactions.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So until then, see ya.
Bye.
Bye. DEI.
DEI.
Dang.